sweet friends. We are officially in London and it feels so good to say that. But this is the first stop on our little Euro summer trip. We're in London for 5 nights. We're staying in Paddington. We got off the plane at 6 a.m. yesterday, which was rough because obviously it meant we had a whole day ahead of us before we should try and sleep. And both of us did get a bit of sleep on the plane, but definitely not a lot. Like, not enough for us to just be living a normal day. But we got off the plane, we took the train to Paddington. We walked from the station to our hotel, which was a really short walk. Dropped off our bags, but we couldn't check in until 3 p.m. So then we were just wandering the streets of London. Both of us were like half brain dead because we just barely slept. So it was an interesting day, but we ended up going to Blank Street and grabbing a coffee because we both needed some caffeine. Then we walked over to Hyde Park and walked around all of Hyde Park and saw Kensington Palace and Kensington Gardens, which was so beautiful. And then we headed over to Mayfair and we went to a place called, I want to say Mayfair Mercado Mayfair. I think Mercado Mayfair, which is an old church that has been converted into a food hall, and they had all of these different vendors, all of these different cuisines. Unfortunately, we got there a little bit early before a lot of them had opened because it was a little bit before lunchtime. So we just got a coffee and sat there, enjoyed it, and then we walked around some more. We got some Joe and the Juice for lunch, and then we walked over to Daunt Books in, is it Marylebone? I don't know how to say any of the suburbs here, so forgive me for any of my mispronunciation across this entire trip because I don't know any of these places or like how to say anything. And Daunt Books has been on my like bookstore bucket list for the longest time ever. So finally being able to see it in person was just a dream come true. It was so beautiful. That window is just everything. After that, we just wandered around some walk, just tried to dilly-dally a little bit. We poked our heads into some stores. I went to my first ever Primark, which was a lot of fun. It was very overstimulating. Like, that place is huge. I don't know if every single location is as big as the one that we went to or if we just went to a really big one, but in my head I was expecting it to be like Kmart, and it was like 5 times the size of Kmart. It was just absolutely huge. But then it was finally time for us to check into our hotel, so we came back here. We just kind of like chilled for a bit, tried to make sure we didn't fall asleep, and then we were like, okay, let's do one more thing today. And so we decided to go out for an early dinner at a pub and just have like a classic pub dinner in London. So we went to one that was literally just down the road. We just googled pubs around us within walking distance, went to one down the road, and we had such a lovely dinner. I'm so glad that we went out and did this because 1, it was a great way for us to force ourselves to stay awake because we weren't sitting in the hotel room, and 2, the food was so good. We both got a drink. It was so good. The vibes were immaculate. It was like a Friday afternoon, like Friday evening, so a lot of people were just like there having drinks after work, and the vibes were perfect. But then we came home and I told myself I had to stay awake till 7, but then I swear as soon as it was like 7:01 I was out like a light, and then I woke up at 6:30 this morning. So that's what you've missed so far on this trip. I didn't like talk to you guys yesterday because my brain was just not functioning. Like, I was just not okay. But I'm really excited about today. We have some fun things planned, so I will definitely be taking you guys along with me for our second day in London. We're spending the morning in Notting Hill today, which I think is one of the spots I'm most excited about, just like the colourful buildings. And we're gonna go to the Portobello Road Market as well, which I think is on every day, but I think it's supposed to be even better on a Saturday, and today's Saturday. I was saying to Liam that I think one of my favourite parts about travelling to a new city is walking around in the morning, like kind of early, not too early, it doesn't feel that early, but like no one is out and it just feels like you have the whole city to yourself. And this is just, yeah, one of my favourite parts of the day. That was a reenactment, kind of. What the actual heck? Look who I bumped into.
I am speechless.
Like, quite literally bumped into.
Like, I walked down the stairs and then you came up to me.
Liam and I are just like downstairs at this bookstore, and I turned around, I was like, that's so... What the heck?
I almost started crying when I
No,
said it,
me
just
too.
kind of like shock.
No, I literally agree. So we've just been catching up.
Yeah. We were both just
We were both books shopping.
that one.
Bookstoring.
Yeah, this is crazy.
This is actually crazy.
Who
We
would've
like
thought?
we knew we were in London at the same
Yeah,
time,
yeah.
but like London's big.
Yeah,
Like, we
no,
did
we
not
did not.
expect to bump into
We were
each
not
other.
planning.
No,
We did not plan this.
we were kind of like, oh, like we might plan to see each other at some point, maybe.
Yes,
like if we can
yes.
make it work with both of our schedules, but we weren't like this was not planned, which is
But
just
it
so
makes
funny.
sense that we ran into each other here.
It does, like
Doesn't
out of
it?
anywhere, surely.
It
Just
was.
two London girls,
Yeah,
just two Aussies in London.
too local.
Like surely this is her house.
Right there.
Maybe. We finished walking around Notting Hill and it was so cute. I'm obsessed. And I realised that we were not too far from Holland Park. And if you don't know, Holland Park is where Magnolia Parks lives. I guess hypothetically. I really wanted to come and see it and just be able to really imagine what her life looks like. Not only walking around London, but specifically in the street that she, or streets, one of the streets that she may have lived in. And why does it just make so much sense? Obviously, of course it does, but like, wow. One of these belongs to Miss Magnolia Parks. We just went and took a photo, or we tried to take a photo at like the sign where everyone takes photos, and there was a man standing in front of the sign. And so I walked up and I was like, excuse me, do you mind if I take a photo in front of this sign? And he said, oh no, unfortunately you can't. I said, oh really? Because I didn't realize that that's what he was standing there for. I thought he was just, I don't even know what I thought he was doing, but he was just standing in front of the sign. I didn't realize he was like guarding it. I don't know what the right terminology would be. But yeah, I was like, oh, really? And he said, no, unfortunately, because of the house or because of the building, you can't take a photo in front of the sign. So I don't know what that building is or like who actually lives in that house, but obviously that's just the photo that everyone gets because they think Magnolia Parks lives on that street. But I guess someone really important lives there. I don't know who it is, but that is just very interesting. I can't believe I travelled all the way to London to get a photo on that street. That's the only reason I came here, and I can't even do it. Just kidding. We've just found another one, so I'm gonna try and take a photo here instead. It's not the sign, but it is a sign, so that's good enough. We went and got a coffee and a sandwich and some pastries for lunch, and we've just been sitting in, is this Kensington Palace Gardens? Kensington Gardens? I don't know. We've just been sitting here, sitting on a park bench, drinking our coffee, eating our food, and it has been so peaceful and so nice. And we're gonna head off in a little bit to go and do some classic touristy things like see Big Ben and Buckingham Palace and Trafalgar Square and a few other bits. I feel like it would be illegal if we came to London for the first time ever and didn't see Big Ben and Buckingham Palace, you know? Made it. Guys, I didn't know, but apparently it's not actually called Big Ben anymore. Liam told me that it's now called, I was going to say Lizzie's Tower, Elizabeth Tower, after 2012. Who was going to tell me that it's called Lizzie's Tower? Everyone still calls it Big Ben. Anyway. Now much later, we're back at the hotel. I'm honestly gonna go to bed soon. I mean, it's only 7:30, but I am exhausted. Let's see how many steps we did today. Yesterday we did 23,000. Today we did 20,000. I loved today. It was so fun. I think my favorite thing that we did was just like walking around Notting Hill and also walking around Holland Park. Liam and I always say that our favorite things are just like walking around or like sitting in parks and people watching, and just walking around Holland Park is just full of the most beautiful houses. Oh, and I also went to Waterstones. My first ever Waterstones experience. I was very excited about it. We saw one when we were in Trafalgar Square and I was like, oh, let's just pop in and have a look. And I did end up getting a book, but I don't know where it is because Liam was looking after that bag, but I did end up buying one book. But once we got home, our feet were so sore and I was like, I don't think I can go out again. Like, I don't think I can do it. So we just ordered takeaway and we just sat and watched TV, and it was honestly very nice. And now I'm gonna go to bed. Oh wait, let me show you the book. The book that I decided to get is Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood. I was planning on getting this like either way, but then I was like, oh, this could be a really fun book to read on my trip because it's set in Italy and I thought it would be maybe fun to read in Italy. And in the back of my head I was kind of like, if I see that book in London, I'll get it while I'm there. I think books are just such fun souvenirs, and usually what I would like to do is to put a note in the beginning of the book and just write where I bought it, when I bought it, so that I never forget. Liam got a C.S. Lewis book from Daunt Books, and then we also got a bookmark from the Notting Hill bookshop, and then I also got a postcard from Notting Hill. Postcards is like the thing that I'm really trying to collect everywhere that we go if possible. And then we also got a Christmas ornament of Big Ben, and I also got another postcard. But those are all the random little souvenir-y things that we've picked up so far. But I am exhausted, so I will see you guys tomorrow for another fun day of exploring London. Me in a castle. We are currently sitting outside the Tower of London. That is just crazy that there's a castle right behind me. We booked tickets online, so we're just waiting for our entry time. We're just like a couple minutes away, so we're now just sitting in front of, well, the castle behind us and then Tower Bridge in front of us, which is just crazy. So yeah, we're gonna go in, hopefully find a beefeater to explain some things to us because we're not super knowledgeable about the history here. I wouldn't say I'm like super enthusiastic about history, like I find it interesting, but I wouldn't say it's like a hobby or a passion. But now that we're here, I'm like, wait, this is kind of cool. Just been to Borough Market. That was potentially one of the most overstimulating experiences I may have ever had, but we made it through. I got some mac and cheese. We're sitting in like a random side street on some stairs because there was just no room anywhere. Liam got some tacos. Are they good? Yeah. I got the mac and cheese with crispy onions on top. We were going to line up for the Black Pig to get their like really iconic sandwiches, but the lineup was insane. Obviously, our bad for coming on a Sunday at lunchtime, but we needed to sit down, so maybe next time. We're back in another gutter. We just went and braved Borough Market again to get the iconic chocolate covered strawberries. Honestly, that was such a crazy experience. You think you join the line and then you start moving and there's like a whole nother line inside the line. Like it like zigzags around the whole store several times. It's bizarre. Like it was actually like herding cattle. I'm excited. Taste test. You are a tough critic, I'm not gonna lie. Like if Liam says something's good, that probably means it's great. Just tastes like chocolate covered strawberries.
Exactly.
I think I would have regretted it if we didn't try it, but it is just chocolate covered strawberries, isn't it? But it's good. We're back in the hotel room. We are so tired, but we must continue. We feel like we have to have some sort of like Sunday roast while we're in London. So we called the pub. We've booked one in for 7 p.m. It is almost 5 p.m. right now. And the pub that we're going to is in Primrose Hill, which is an area that I wanted to go to just like chill, sit in the park, maybe just go for a walk. So we're gonna take the bus up there, hang around for a bit, then have dinner, and then probably just come home. We have come to Bath for the day. We took the train from London to Bath and then took the bus to come and see Prior Park, and so we're just walking through now, and this is so beautiful. Some of the scenes from Bridgerton were filmed here. Well, some of the scenes from Bridgerton were filmed in multiple spots in Bath, but particularly in this park. Behind me we have this building, which I think used to be someone's house, but now it's a private school, which is insane because it looks like a mansion or like a castle. But yeah, we're just walking through the gardens. There's a bridge down here, which I'm so excited to see. I think the bridge is maybe where they've filmed some scenes from Bridgerton. I haven't like done the research, to be honest. I just wanted to come here because it looked really beautiful. We wanted to do some sort of day trip, but we just didn't know where we wanted to go because there's so many places you can go on a day trip from London. Like we were like, do we do Bath? Do we do Brighton? Do we do Stonehenge, the Cotswolds, Oxford? There were so many options, but we ended up deciding on Bath, honestly, just because it looked cute. So we don't really have too many plans. We're just gonna walk around. Obviously, we're starting off here at Prior Park, and then once we're done here, I think we'll just go back to the town and walk around and see all the cute little shops and things like that. So I'm excited. It is raining a little bit right now, but we're just walking back into town. I think we're gonna go find like a coffee or some lunch or something. But this is just the cutest little town I've ever seen. Like I'm literally obsessed. And Prior Park felt like we had walked straight into either a fantasy novel or a real life fairy garden. Like it was the most whimsical place I've ever seen. Definitely recommend. I think it's like £11 entry or something, but I'm so glad we did it. It was just the cutest thing I've ever seen. And this walk is so cute as well. Maybe not the best day to wear ballet flats, but we're making it work. Do you know where we're going? No. I'm fully relying on Liam right now because I don't have any reception. So if we get lost, guess whose fault it is? Like we're actually walking through a fairy garden right now. Do not disturb. Oh my gosh, Liam, I did not wear the right outfit for this. This isn't, Liam, where are we going? A shortcut. This is not a shortcut. I'm ruining my dress. Liam, I'm actually ruining my dress. Is that short?
Shorter than the other way.
Okay. Oh no. I don't know where we are going. You know what this feels like? This feels like Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. Like, I am Emily Wilde right now. Like, it would actually not surprise me if a fairy jumped out right now. Or a troll or something. Hey, look, it's a troll. You jumped into that so quick. I think today has been our worst weather day, and of course we picked today to be pretty much outside all day. Obviously we've been walking around Bath all day. It's honestly been so nice. The only bad thing has been the weather. I'm so glad that we did the park first because it didn't really start raining until right as we were leaving the park, and it has been raining on and off ever since. But we've just been ducking in and out of different stores, just like mooching around, and it's been so nice. Went to a bookstore, I got a book, and now we've just come into a pub, and Liam has a flight of beers to try a bunch of different local beers. I got a Diet Coke. It's honestly so nice. We've got about 2.5 hours until our train, so we've got plenty of time. I'm hoping it gets a little bit sunnier because there's a few more like outdoor things I want to see before we leave, but it's been such a nice day. What's your ranking?
Lager, pale ale, cider.
We're home from our day in Bath, and it was honestly the best day. Like, I loved it so much. It might be my favorite day of the trip so far. But while we were there, we went into M&S for the first time, and a lot of people told me that I had to try Percy Pigs. So we bought some and we're gonna try them. And we also did get these. These are Colin the Caterpillar fruit sours. I don't think these are like a classic thing. From what I know, which honestly this information could be very wrong because I'm very uneducated on the Colin the Caterpillar lore, but I think Colin the Caterpillar is a cake. Like, a lot of people like grew up on these cakes. I don't really know, and now they've just turned him into various different things because there were so many different versions of both of them, but these just looked good, so I wanted to try them. Anyway, let's try a Percy Pig.
Different colours?
Are they different flavours? That texture is really good. That's quite good. That's quite good.
That's really good.
I'm like mad we didn't get the bigger bag. Maybe we need to go to M&S before we leave and get another bag.
Apple, mandarin, elderberry.
What's your rating out of 10?
We say like 8.5.
8.5. That's really good for Lee. I think I give them a 9 out of 10. Should we try these as well? There's a few different flavours it looks like. We'll try this one, the red and yellow one. Cheers. They're kind of just like our sour squirms, aren't they? From the Natural Confectionery Co. They're good. Can't go wrong. They're good. I have no complaints. I just think we've tried things like this before. Like, we have things like this at home. What would you give these?
Probably like a 7.
Yeah, same. Very successful. Guys, we are in Greenwich today. We took the tube to Embankment Pier and then we took the Uber boat to Greenwich. I think it's about 8:30 in the morning. It is a little bit of a trek depending on which part of London you're coming from, I guess, but a lot of people recommended this, so I'm excited to just have a look around. We're gonna go try and find some coffee now. There was a spot I found, I think from TikTok, that I have saved, so we're gonna go check that one out. We just stood on the Prime Meridian, is that right? We were standing on the line between the East and West Hemisphere. Pretty crazy stuff, guys. And now I think we're gonna head back down the hill to go look at a few other spots. I think the Queen's House. It is so beautiful here and we've finally got a sunny day, which is so nice. We haven't had a single sunny day while we've been in London, apart from today, and it's our last day. We've had like some sun here and there, like some sunny spots, but it's been very cloudy and a little bit rainy every single day. So it feels so nice to have a sunny day. We're having lunch at Greenwich Market. I got a fresh orange and mango juice. And then I also got this slow cooked beef brisket brioche bun situation. And Liam got some sort of beef burger situation. They both look amazing. Very happy with our choices. We finished up at Greenwich and we took the Uber boat back. We walked over to, I still don't know if you're supposed to say Percentage Arabica or just Arabica. And I wasn't sure if we were going to be able to come here, like if we would have enough time, but I really wanted to because this is another spot from the Magnolia Parks book, like a spot that they go to in the book. We've been to Percentage Arabica in New York and it was actually our favorite coffee spot when we were there. I always get the Spanish latte and I love it. It's so good. It's just like a slightly sweetened iced latte. But yeah, now we're just sitting in this park, drinking our coffees, pretending I'm Magnolia Parks, even though she wouldn't sit on the grass, I'm sure. And I'm understanding why she's hanging around this area because we passed like Chanel, Ralph Lauren, all of the places that I'm sure she would be shopping at. So it makes sense. Again, just trying to pretend I'm part of the box set for a short time. I think the last clip I got yesterday, we were sitting in Hyde Park, and now we're sitting in Hyde Park again. It's a different part of Hyde Park, but alas, we are back. Do you think this is your favourite spot in London?
Hyde Park.
It is?
Yeah.
We're just park people, aren't we? Central Park in New York, Hyde Park here. It is our last morning here in London. We're catching the train to our next location this afternoon. And so this morning we went out for breakfast. We went to Farm Girl and then we walked around like the Knightsbridge, Chelsea, that sort of area. When we were in Knightsbridge, it was kind of fun. We went to the church where my grandparents got married. I asked my mum what it was called because I knew they got married in London, but I wasn't sure exactly where, so she sent me the location. And so we went and had a look there and it was so fun. And then we went to Harrods, walked around there there for a little bit and then just kind of walked the streets of Knightsbridge and then into Chelsea and just kind of wandered, just kind of walked into random stores, looked around, had a look in Zara, had a look in Brandy. We also found a cute little bookstore that we just stumbled across and walked in there, and that was gorgeous as well. But yeah, just kind of had a bit of a chill morning. Also got a blank street, our last blank street, my last daydream iced latte. So sad. And now we're sitting in Hyde Park because we just have a bit of time to kill, to be honest. But we're gonna go grab some lunch soon and then head to the train station and head to our next spot. We also still need to get a magnet. That is the one thing we haven't done that was on our list to do. We want to try and collect a magnet everywhere that we go, and we've passed like maybe a bazillion stores that have sold London magnets, and we're like, yeah, we'll get one later, Still haven't done it, so we definitely need to do that before we leave. But I can't believe that we're just going to be leaving London. We've spent, I think, 5 days here, and it feels like we barely scratched the surface. I wish we had more time here, but I think I'm going to say that about every place that we go. And this is actually the longest stretch that we're going to have this entire trip. Like, we had 5 days in London. Everywhere else that we're going, we're going to be there for a shorter amount of time. Like, we're kind of going to be jumping around, but we just wanted to fit as much in as we could into this trip to kind of get a taste of a lot of different places, and then maybe one day we'll be able to go back to our favorites as well as visit new places as well. I feel like the longer we've been in London, the more and more I've loved it. I am so sad because today is like the best weather we've had the entire time we've been here. Yesterday and today were definitely our best weather days, and of course we're leaving as soon as the weather gets good. Like, our first like 3-ish days were pretty cloudy, a little bit rainy, and of course, yeah, as soon as we have like a cloudless blue sky, it's time to leave. But it's been so nice here. I've really enjoyed it. I think our favorite things have been Hyde Park, like I mentioned. I also loved our day trip to Bath, which I guess is not really considered London, but it's during our little London part of the trip. I've loved all of the bookstores here. Daunt Books was beautiful. The huge Waterstones at Piccadilly was really fun. I really liked Tower of London, honestly more than I thought I would, because I'm not like a huge history person, but it was so interesting and so beautiful, but it just got really busy. So before it got really busy, it was like amazing. And then once it got really busy, it wasn't quite as fun. And I think my favorite food that we had here was Granger & Co. for breakfast. That was my favorite breakfast that we had. And then I loved my food yesterday at the Greenwich Market, the like beef brisket kind of roll. That was really good. And I mentioned at the beginning of this trip that we're staying in Paddington, and I wasn't sure if I could recommend it because obviously we'd just gotten there and I didn't really know if it was, you know, like good or not. But I would say staying in Paddington was really fun. Like, it was very easy, very convenient. We were right next to, or like a block away from, the Paddington train station, which was amazing because it was not only like a proper train station where you can get a train directly from Heathrow Airport using the Elizabeth line, and we also caught our train to Bath from Paddington, but it's also a tube station, so every time we used the tube we could catch it literally like a block away from our hotel, which was so convenient. It's also very walkable to a lot of different places, so I love staying in Paddington. But again, I've never stayed anywhere else, so I can't compare it to anything. I think if we were to come back, do you know where you'd want to stay? Same spot. Either that, I feel like Chelsea was so cute this morning. I would stay in Chelsea or Kensington. Yeah. Kensington was a really nice area and just like so easy to get everywhere as well. But I think what I would do is I would stay in an Airbnb next time, because our hotel was very convenient, very easy, not really any complaints necessarily, but it was just really, really small. Like it was so small that we could not put our suitcases out in the room. Like, we had to lay them on the bed to be able to open them because there was no space on the floor to open our suitcases. So that was like my only critique on that. And I think it would have been nice to have like a kitchen or a bit more space. And there are so many cute Airbnbs here, so I think I would do that if I was doing that like in the future. But our hotel was great. We stayed at the Montcalm Chilworth townhouses in Paddington, and it was great. I have no complaints about it, but it was just, you know, a hotel room. Like, it was nothing crazy. But yeah, I think that sums up our time here in London. I can't believe we're already on to the next location. But I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. I can't wait to continue vlogging our adventures in the next places that we go to. But we are gonna head off, grab some lunch, grab our bags, get on our train, and I will see you guys in my next video very soon in a brand new country. I can't believe we're like in London this morning and we're gonna be in a totally different country this afternoon. Like, that just blows my mind. Australia could never. Anyways, I'll see you guys soon. Goodbye.